Ever since I was a little kid, my family and I have always visited that restaurant owned by the Reyes family on the corner of 20th and South Van Ness, where I always get those great enchiladas rojos de pollo. It was called Los Jarritos once, now it's called San Jalisco. Margarita is the owner's sister who works as a waitress here. She wears her long, dark brown hair tied back in red ribbons.
Okay, well, actually, we were on 14th Street. My parents owned that one. They started in the 1950s. They had it for about 45 years. They passed away. My sister took over, but the building, we leased the building now. And I guess the contract was over and the rent went up.
It's ironic business, really, how a company called Novamex, which owns Jarritos, the Mexican soda brand, would feel threatened by a tiny Mexican restaurant like Los Jarritos and sue them in the process in 2010.
3 years ago, we had to change our name because the soda company sued us. We won the first time, but they appealed and they won the appeal because I think they opened it maybe 1 or 2 years before us because my sister never registered the name, the trademark. So that's why we had no chance of winning. But they went after almost all the restaurants. They're talking about maybe 27 restaurants right here in the country. So everybody had to change the names, and that's why we came up with San Jalisco. Her kids picked out the name. The only reason why we put Los Jarritos because my mom loved the Jarritos, the little clay. She had them all over the house. That's why my sister went ahead and named it Los Jarritos, because we always had Jarritos all over the house. And yeah, it was a shame. It was sad having to take the name away, but they came up with another name. We weren't taking anything away from them. On the contrary, we were selling their soda. I mean, it had nothing to do with the food chain. It had nothing to do with it. So that's why we were surprised that they would come after us. We even had piñatas. We had the big piñatas that they were bringing from TJ. And I mean, people loved to buy them. And we only bought them for the families, for their kids. They were around the mission. We got sued for that too. One of the piñatas looked like Bart Simpson. Well, that was an ugly Bart Simpson because, to me, it did not look like Bart Simpson, but still, so we just got rid of everything. We didn't go and sell none of that anymore. The community, they want to buy all that stuff for their kids and everything, and we just stopped selling them.
Companies suing over labels was one challenge. However, in San Francisco, gentrification and the evolution of the Mission and nearby Valencia streets into Hipsterlandia is the other.
Valencia Street, I mean, it has changed a lot. It's more upscale. You have a different crowd coming, at nighttime. You see all these people walking at nighttime. Well, before, you're talking maybe 10, 15 years ago, you wouldn't see nobody walking out at nighttime, especially in this area. But Valencia Street and Mission Street are changing a lot. They are changing a lot. There's a different crowd, a younger crowd, and I see it's for the better. I mean, I see, like I said, they're bringing money into the neighborhood and everything. It's just a shame that all the old people that lived here, that they tripled their rents, had to move out. You're talking about all old timers. I'm one of them, and it's sad to see them go. It's really sad because they were like part of the family. We know them, their grandkids, their kids. So it's hard to see them go across the bay and scatter all around. We don't see them as much. They still come, but you don't see them as much as before.
And there's also a challenge you wouldn't even think of: the rising produce costs in California.
Yeah, everybody struggles with the rising prices. They haven't raised, like here in the restaurant, they haven't raised the prices for at least 5 years. And it's sad that they're going to have to, because otherwise they're going to have to get rid of the guacamole. They're going to have to get rid of, the micheladas, which uses a lot of lime for the beers. We were out of limes 2 weeks ago because it was so expensive, and we were, the customers wanted micheladas, but it's not like we're not stingy, but we were just like, it's too expensive right now. That's what sells a lot, the guacamole. That's the Mexican tradition. It's the hot sauce, the guacamole, the chips, the tortillas. I mean, that's the main thing. But if they go up to $50, $60 a case, I don't think a lot of restaurants are going to be selling guacamole. It's going to be very limited. Everything's so sky high. I mean, look at the gas. Once the gas goes up, one box of lemon last week went up to almost $80. One box of lemon. So, like right now, they're trying to take care of the avocados. You heard in the news. The avocados, they might get rid of them if the prices go up the roof. So it's gonna be hard. It's hard times. I see hard times coming, and it's sad. But what can we do?
There's lots of challenges for San Jalisco in the foreseeable future, and Margarita knows it. But in the meantime, why don't you stop by and ask for some enchiladas?
Entre copa y copa se acabó mi vida.